Good evening. Hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. Hi guys. Good evening. You are highly welcome. So I'm waiting for you guys to join me so that we can start today's program. And as you can see, the topic is right there um, in the title section. So welcome to Get a Better Life TV. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are watching me from, all over the world. Thanks for supporting this channel, Get a Better Life TV. So this is where we promote Yoruba culture, traditions, and religion. And we always say, Ìṣẹ̀ṣe làgbà. As you can see on my chest, it's written on my chest that Ìṣẹ̀ṣe làgbà. And you know what that means. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe, that is our own tradition, our own culture, and then our own religion are the best for us, So we are Yorubas, and we are proud of our culture, and that's why we always say Ìṣẹ̀ṣe làgbà. So today's topic, right here in Nigeria, our time here is 9:52 p.m. That's our time right now in Nigeria. So I greet you all wherever you are watching me from. So today's topic is why you need to learn Yoruba language before you can properly understand Ifa Religion. So that's our topic tonight or today, because wherever you are watching me from, your time might be different from mine. So today's topic is why you need to learn Yoruba language, or why you need to understand Yoruba language before you can properly understand Ifa. As you all know that Ifa is a system of divination in Yoruba land. So the grand Ifa priest is Orunmila, who is a prophet that was sent to we Yoruba race, and he passed down the knowledge of Ifa. Good afternoon, bro. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you, amen. And you, Ami, Ashe. Thank you. So the messages of Orunmila were passed down from Orunmila to the first set of Babalawos after Orunmila left this world, and the messages are passed down up till today, and we have them in Yoruba form. So today our topic once again is why you need to understand Yoruba, or why you need to learn Yoruba before you can properly understand Ifa religion. So I hope you guys are joining. So you are highly welcome. So let's get started. So I've greeted you guys. Greetings to you. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. And I appreciate you. I thank you for watching my videos and for liking. Even though in Yoruba land, the followers of Ifa are not many, but I have the assurance that in the nearest future, people are coming back Yorubas are coming back to their ancestral path. It's a welcoming development that our people are now realizing why. Okay, welcome back. So the Abrahamic religion dominates our lives because of education and civilization, Western civilization. You know, and I do say that that a civilization not only from the Western world. So we were actually civilized before the migration of the Westerners to our land. But as what we have now, we can say the Western civilization uh, is the main reason why our Yorubas left their ancestral. Many of our Yorubas left their ancestral paths for Western cultural traditions and religion. So, but thank Olodumare, thanks to Olomidumare, that we the present coming generation, we the youth of today, we are seeing the truth, and we are already knowing why we should embrace our own culture, our own tradition, and our own religion. So I've said it that tonight our topic is you need to learn Yoruba language before you can properly understand Ifa religion. So first of all, I want you to understand that your language is your mother tongue, and which is very easy and convenient to communicate with, right? As I'm a Yoruba. I speak Yoruba more than English, but I'm now trying as much as possible to express myself in English. The you guys are non-Yoruba speakers can understand what we talk about on this channel. So tonight or today is all about language. It's all about language, and I said it that because of civilization and because of the migration of the Western world to our land. So our language, we've learned or we now speak other languages outside our own language. But tonight, the topic is why you need to learn Yoruba language to properly understand Ifa religion. So, what is language? You all know what language means, but for the purpose of those who might not know the actual definition of language, language is a principle according to dictionary. I have a dictionary in my front here, so I think we should define it as it is. So it shouldn't be from my own definition. So according to what I have here, I have a language language is the principle. Pardon me, is the principal method of human communication. So the principal method of human communication consisting of words used in a structured and conventional way and conveyed by speech, writing, or gesture. You know, I think that is self-explanatory, right? So language is a principal method of human communication. As you can understand now that language is all about communication. So we need to communicate to ourselves to understand ourselves. So that is the meaning of language. Now, why do we now need to understand Ifa, the Yoruba language, in order to understand Ifa religion properly? Now, this is where the main point is. Yesterday, I hosted an Ifa priest on a video chat, and I later premiered the conversation on my channel. So if you have not watched the video, it's right there. So immediately after this live streaming, you can watch the video. So he explained how to get started with Ifa. So I had a couple of questions that I wanted to ask him, but the network was very bad, so we could not proceed. But I think I have to travel to his to his place, to his town, to do a face-to-face interview with him. Because I tried to do online video, but the network was very bad. So that yesterday, part of what he said concerning how to getting started with Ifa, he made a very good point, a very crucial point. So he first talked about that if you want to learn Ifa, that you need to understand Yoruba. So he made that as his first point of discussion yesterday. So if you, after this live streaming, you can go back and watch the video. It's right there on my channel, so you see the video there. You can watch it. So he explained how to get started with Ifa, and what he said, the main point that he said, if you are starting Ifa, is to understand Yoruba language. Now, tonight, I want to share with you the main reason why you need to learn Ifa, because some people might be wondering that why do I need to learn Yoruba language before I can understand or practice Ifa religion. So we'll be looking at the reasons why you need to learn Yoruba language before you understand Ifa. So my number one reason why, I think I should give you like five main reasons why you should learn Yoruba before you can understand Ifa properly. So number one is because Ifa messages were originally in Yoruba language, right? With a lot of Yoruba idioms, parables, and vocabularies, which are not easy to be translated to other languages and remain meaningful. You know, I think you understand what I just said, that because the messages of Ifa were originally in Yoruba language with a lot of Yoruba idioms. You know what idioms mean? Parables and vocabularies, Yoruba vocabularies, which are not easy to be translated to other languages and still keep the meaning, and still remain meaningful. So I think you know what that means. So if you are to learn Ifa, and as we all know that the messages of Ifa are full of idiomatic expressions, vocabularies, Yoruba vocabularies, and parables. You know what vocabularies means. So it's very hard. It's very hard to translate Yoruba words to other languages. Even on Google Translation, we are trying to, as I am, anytime I want to translate Yoruba to English using Google Translation is not that as it should be. So that is for you to know that maybe in the nearest future, maybe the translation will be much more easier or easy. So the our language in Yoruba land, our terms, the terminologies and the vocabularies, parables that we use in Yoruba land is not that easy to be translated to other languages, right? Even when I was in my secondary school, we did what we call Iron Ogufo. It's a course on its own. We call it Iron Ogufo. So we always try to translate English to Yoruba. It's a course on its own. So or vice versa, or you translate Yoruba to English. So it's a very tedious thing to do, to translate Yoruba to English. So when we are now talking of the messages of Ifa, they are all in idioms, parables, and a lot of vocabularies that even Yorubas find it very some Yorubas find it very difficult to translate or to understand some of these idioms, parables, and vocabularies. So when you understand Yoruba to a certain degree, it will be easy for you while learning Ifa to understand what the idioms and the vocabularies and the parables mean, right? So that's my number one point. So you need to understand Yoruba as you are learning Ifa. You should try as much as possible to learn Yoruba alongside. You can learn both side by side. You can learn both side by side simultaneously. So that's my number one point. And number 2 point why you need to learn Yoruba before you can properly understand Ifa is that because Yoruba language is used to praise Ifa as it is required by the tradition of Ifa religion. When you are praising Ifa, that is Oriki. In Yoruba, we call it Kifa. So when you praise Ifa, you praise Ifa in Yoruba language. Wàá kí Ifá ní èdè Yorùbá, not English. You can't easily praise Ifa in English, right? So you need to praise Ifa poetically in Yoruba language. So because Yoruba language is used to praise Ifa, we have Babalawos that when they praise Ifa to you you feel amazed to hear more of the praises. The sweet voice they use to praise Ifa, is part of what you're gonna learn, right? So you need to learn Yoruba so that for you to be able to praise Ifa properly, right? So because without the knowledge of Yoruba, it might be very difficult for you to praise Ifa properly with the sweet voice and the way it's being praised properly. So that's my number 2 point. I wouldn't want to waste much of your time today. I always like to do quick streaming with you. Pending the time, I will have all the required resources to always speak with you for long per streaming. So that's my number 2, and I told you I will be going to number 5. Then after that, I have some updates to share with you. So don't go anywhere. Now number 3 is because the prophet, that is Orunmila, who is the grand Ifa priest. I'm sharing with you why you need to learn Ifa if you are just joining us. So the topic is why you need to learn Yoruba language before you can properly understand the Ifa religion. And I told you that, and I said you can learn both side by side. You can simultaneously, as you are learning Ifa, you can as well learn the Yoruba language simultaneously. So I'm not saying that you should learn Yoruba first, or you should go and learn Yoruba first before you come to Ifa. My recommendation is that you can learn both side by side, right? So my number 3 point why you need to learn Yoruba language before you can properly understand Ifa religion is that because the prophet of Yorubas, the prophet of Ifa religion, who is the grand Ifa priest, the Orunmila, who is the grand Ifa priest, taught his successor, the Babalawo, when Orunmila left, or before he left, the Babalawos that were alive during his time were taught Ifa in Yoruba language. So if Orunmila had taught the Babalawos Ifa in Yoruba language. So definitely the legacy is there. That means the rest of the Babalawo should equally use Yoruba language to teach others, right? Even in other religion, if you check, I've read it somewhere in the books, one of the books of the Abrahamic religion, which says that we did not send any messenger to your land except the one that speak the language of his people. So God has sent Olodumare, that sent prophet to us or to each land, knew that that the prophet must or should speak the language of his people so that they can understand, right? So if not for the mixture of the mix of culture or tradition, you should, we should all speak our language so to communicate effectively. I defined a language to you, so we should all speak our language so as for us to be able to express ourselves properly. In fact, in my Yoruba land here, one of our problems, in fact, in Africa, is language. Language is one of our problems because some feel that when you can, if you can, that well, that if you can speak in English fluently, it means that you are brilliant or means that you are educated. So that is one of the problems that we have in Africa. So we judge ourselves with a language that is not even ours. We judge ourselves by the language that is not even ours. Like whoever can speak English fluently means that, oh, is very brilliant or is intelligent. No, 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 no. We should not use that to judge intelligence. We should not use that to judge intelligence, right? So our language is our language. So if you are to practice Yoruba culture, traditions, and religion, uh, you need to learn the language. Or if you are part of us, if you are Yoruba, maybe you've traced your ancestors to Yoruba land, meaning that you are a Yoruba. And I advise you that you have to learn Yoruba. I'm talking about the my brothers and sisters outside Yoruba land, the Black Americans or thereabouts, wherever you are all over the world, and you've traced your ancestral paths to you've traced your ancestors to Yoruba land. My advice is that you should try as much as possible to learn a Yoruba language, right? So my number three point that I said is because the prophet who is Orunmila taught his successor, the Babalawos that remained when Orunmila left, he taught them Ifa messages in the Yoruba language, and the Babalawo of that time, the Babalawos of that time taught their successors as well, taught those that they left behind Ifa messages in Yoruba as well. So this is how it should keep on going, right? Maybe in the nearest future we can have translated version while we have the original messages side by side as we have it in other religions. So you have to retain the language. The language makes the messages. The language makes the messages to be authentic, to be rich, and to retain the original message or messages of Odifa. So it is when if the because language is very important. Language is very important when you try to translate and lose the original language. It might be difficult to trace back the original meaning of the message. So it's very essential, it's very important to keep the original language. So As I said, my number three is because the prophet, who is the grand Ifa priest, that is Orunmila, taught his successors, taught the Babalawos that were available at that time, Ifa messages in Yoruba language. And those Babalawos as well passed down the same messages to the Babalawos after them in Yoruba language. So that is how it should keep on going. You know, what we can just do is by the time we have Ifa books everywhere and a unified Ifa books or Ifa messages in text in full. So later on we can have the translated version, but we still need to keep the original messages, right, intact for us to keep the meaning and to retain uh, uh, the original message intact. So my number four reason why you need to learn Yoruba language before you can properly understand Ifa religion is that because Yoruba language sounds good to praise Ifa for the messages to be understood, right? I think I've said it briefly in my number one point that the when you are praising Ifa, when Babalawo, when Babalawo, or when the Babalawo praises Ifa, the messages or the tone they use is Yoruba and sounds very, very, very sweet to hear. Like you enjoy listening to the praises or to the oriki. So it sounds good to praise Ifa with Yoruba language, right? So it sounds very good to praise Ifa with Yoruba language. I think that is very brief and very understood. That because Yoruba language sounds good to praise Ifa for the messages to be understood. So because there are ways Babalawos praise Ifa, they have their unique ways of praising Ifa, a unified way of praising Ifa, right? Oriki. So I brought one Babalawo on board on the program yesterday. Because of the network, we could not go deeply into the conversation. So this is part of what I'll be bringing in on this channel. Yeah, I'll bring a Babalawo to teach you or to Kifa, to praise Ifa for us to hear the sound and understand what I'm talking about, right? So that's my number four. Then number five, that is the reason why you need to learn Yoruba before you can properly understand Ifa religion. So my number five is because Olodumare, that is God, sent Orunmila to Yoruba race, right? Orunmila was purposely sent to us to Yoruba race, and he spoke Yoruba language. He used Yoruba language to pass the message to us, right? Because Olodumare purposely sent Orunmila to Yoruba race and made him to speak Yoruba to pass Ifa messages for us to understand and also pass to the next generation in Yoruba language in poetic form. Poetic form, you know what poem means, right? So we have the poem, it's already there, it's chanted they are chanted in Yoruba language. So God, Olodumare knew why he sent Orunmila to us to speak Yoruba to us. So that means he knew that Yoruba language is the best for us to understand the message, right? So he sent him to us to speak the language to us, right? For instance, the Jews in the Israel, like, I don't know much, but you understand what I'm talking about. In other religions, they have their prophets that were sent to them that spoke the language, their language to them, right? Because I'm not a Jew person, or I'm not an Arab, right? So that means I have to learn Arabic before I can understand the message of their prophets. And even in Israel, if I'm to understand Christianity properly by the original text, meaning I have to learn Jew language. I have to. So I'm a Yoruba person. I'm a Yoruba land. So Olodumare sent Orunmila to us, to we Yoruba race, for us to understand as Ifa messages, and he made Orunmila to speak Yoruba to us, to speak Yoruba to us, for us to understand the message. So now, if we are to keep the culture, the tradition, and the religion intact, so the language is very important as well. The language is very, very important. So we should retain the language for us to keep the messages intact, right? So guys, I hope you've understood my 5 points, my 5 reasons why you need to learn Yoruba language as you are learning Ifa religion, right? So guys, thank you very much for watching. So I told you of the update I'm gonna give you. Um, the update is all about uh, the learning of Ifa online, right? So please, if you are still interested in learning Ifa online, there's a video among my videos that talks about how to join the class. The video is there. It's tagged online Ifa class. When you watch the video will direct you on what to do, right? I need 100 people to get started. For now, I have about 50 plus. So, and I need about 100 so that we can be many, so that the resources will be easy to share, right? So I need about 100 people to show interest, so that I can give you the further directive on what to do to get started to learn Ifa online. So if you've missed this streaming, immediately after this streaming, you can still watch this video, right? Because I could not wait for everybody. I wouldn't want to waste much time before it started. So if you are just joining me, you are highly welcome. Let me recap what I said before I continue with the update. I shared 5 reasons why you need to learn Ifa. Pardon me. Why you need to learn Yoruba before you can properly understand Ifa religion. And I said it that side by side you can learn Ifa and equally learn Yoruba language simultaneously. So my number one reason that I said is that because Ifa messages were originally in Yoruba language with a lot of idioms and parables and vocabularies, Yoruba vocabularies. And because Yoruba language is used to praise, that's number two, Yoruba language is used to praise Ifa as it is required by the tradition of Ifa religion. The number three is because the prophet, who is Orunmila, that is the grand Ifa priest, taught his successors, the Babalawos, Ifa in Yoruba language. And the messages of Ifa have been passed down in Yoruba language up to today. So for this reason, we too we have to learn Yoruba language for us to understand Ifa properly, right? And number four is because Yoruba language sounds good, sounds sweet to praise Ifa, for the messages to be understood, right? Because when you hear Babalawo praise Ifa in Yoruba, you're gonna like it. So the tone and the voice is always very sweet and good to hear it. So and number five that I said because Olodumare purposely sent Orunmila to Yoruba race and made him to speak Yoruba language to pass Ifa messages to us. So for us to understand and also pass to the next generation in Yoruba language in poetic form, right? So I said that Olodumare purposely sent uh, a prophet that could speak our language to us. That means we have to retain the language. We have to use the language to pass the knowledge from one generation to another. So now, thank you. So the online IFA class is still ongoing. So if you are interested, show interest by watching the video that I said is there. Check my videos, you see the video there, online IFA class. Then you can show interest so that we can start. We want to pass the message, we want to share the message, we want to share the knowledge, we want us to understand the messages of IFA for us to have a good life. In my last one of my last videos, I explained to you why the reason why you need IFA, why you need to learn IFA. I shared that with you, so you can equally watch that video as well. The essence of learning IFA, right? So because IFA will teach you how to live your life and how to be successful in life, right? The messages of IFA will teach you wisdom. The messages of Ifa will teach you how to live your life and live a healthy life, right? So it's very important that we should not lose this opportunity of learning Ifa online, right? Olodumare gave us Ifa messages so that we can use those the messages to help ourselves and to help our lives, right? So it's very important for us to stick to these culture, traditions, and religion of we Yorubas, right? So if you have any question, I will give you like 2 minutes so that we can read, so I can read from you and respond to your message or to your question. Thank you guys for giving me thumbs up and for showing me love by liking my videos. Thank you. One more thing that you should always do for me is to share my videos, right? Because I know that the population of Ifa religion followers are not many in Yoruba land, right? And I'm just trying to stick to this promotion of Yoruba culture, traditions, and religion, right? So that I can be among those that are promoting our culture and traditions. So thank you very much, guys. I love you all. Thanks for supporting me. See you tomorrow, and bye for now.